/askreddit. What's the most illegal thing you could do with $1? Put in on a fishing pole, and lure greedy incoming people into traffic, and then loot their bodies afterwards for more money. Damn, this sounds like a good business idea actually. I feel like the kind of people who would run into traffic after a $1 bill aren't the people who drop the best loot. I guess you can make it up with quantity. Folded correctly, it can become a deadly blockage in the airway. You can then use long needle nose pliers to get it out and use it for the same a few more times. Most illegal thing you could do with $1? Serial murder weapon. Then they're about to die, tell them the buck stops here and insist on being called the tax man in the newspapers. After your 15 murders across 7 states, you can go to the gas station and buy gum. The perfect murders. Hire the cheapest, shittiest hitman. That actually happened in my town a while back. Some poor sap was fed up with his wife and broke, so he decided to offer and get some insurance money. Being the pussy he was, he hired some wannabe criminal named Artie. Apparently, Artie wanted some good faith money, but all the guy hadn't could easily get was $1. Well, Artie took the money, followed her to Walmart, and decided that that was the perfect place to kill her. If you can't tell, Artie's as dumb as a sack of rocks. So, he strangled her to death, but got seen by the store director, whom Artie quickly strangled as well. Artie, being Artie, left a mountain of evidence and was caught within a couple of hours, where he promptly snitched on the husband. Anyways, it was big local news for weeks and nobody could believe it. Hell, you might not even believe it. If you don't, just look up this Daily Mirror's article, Artie chokes 2 for $1 at Walmart. Use it for a payphone to call in a bomb threat at the airport. Run around naked with only the $1 between your butt crack. Start asking everybody I know if they are willing to sell me a bomb capable of killing thousands of people for $1, and then going through with the plan when the FBI inevitably sends an undercover agent to sell a fake bomb to me. Go to dollar store. Buy toy gun. Rob corner store with toy gun. Buy real gun with corner store earnings. Rob more corner stores with real gun. Buy an old surplus pumper fire truck. Fill with jellied gasoline. Drive to Burning Man. Murder by paper cut. Spray it with easy off-oven cleaner bake, then wipe off ink. Reprint it as a $100 dollar bill. Entice a kid into my van with it. Usually takes at least a $5 to be fair. Inflation has hit the child abduction industry hard. I would start an illegal squirrel racing league. Oh shit, that's capital I legal. I'll invest my $1 into a guinea pig protection unit armed with illegal Iranian black market water guns. Ask a cashier to make change for your dollar, wait for him to open the drawer, and commit armed robbery. With your legal $1 you will print another. With the illegal fake $1 you go to the gas station and purchase $1 worth of gas. You now have gas bought with illegal tender. You sell the gas to some kids that want to use it for whatever illegal purpose they have in mind. You have now aided in their crime. Proceed to use the funds you gained from selling the gas to purchase more gas. Repeat until a substantial amount of money is gained. Never pay taxes on the money gained. When the feds show up you use the gas you're selling to light them on fire and go on the run. You buy a car in cash with the money you made, and with the original $1 you had you go to the strip club and ask the bartender for some change for the dollar. Proceed to throw your change at a stripper and you get your ass kicked in the parking lot. Bloody and beaten, you take some spare gas you were selling and burn the strip club down, laughing maniacally while the feds catch you. You're charged with, and a lot of other shit, and then you explode because in your free time you learned how to build a bomb out of horse shit and shoe polish. The end. Buy a really cheap skin on CSGO. Trade up to a really expensive knife. Sell for a few $100. Buy a couple of actual acts from the Iranian black market. Annihilate Russia. Tell someone you will give them $1 now if they give you 5 and you will pay them $9 more after you invest it. Then tell someone you will give them $5 now if they invest $10 and you will pay them 15 later. Take that $10 and tell someone you will pay them $10 now if they invest $50 and you will pay them 100 back after your investments. Keep going for bigger dollar amounts, paying back initial investors, skimming a bit off for yourself with each layer. After many times you are giving people $10K for $50K donations, which you will never be able to pay them the $90K more you promised, but all those you have lesser debts to you pay off. Roll it up into a cylinder with a decent amount of density. Head to a hospital. Start sticking it in a few babies' eyes. Limited solely to what I can do with $1? Go to a cyber cave. Get about 10 minutes worth of computer time. See just how many pictures of naked children I can find in 10 minutes. I suspect it would be enough to send me to jail for a very long time. I would have said I'd go to a library and do it for free, then set fire to the dollar bill, but to do that I'd need a source of fire. That's where they get you. Use it to buy a stamp and mail a threatening letter to the president. Open a GoFundMe account for ISIS, donate the dollar and post it to your social media accounts, encouraging others to do the same. Roll it up and snort a big fat line through it. Reminder, I do not condone criminal activity of any kind. Buy a small matchbook or lighter at a gas station near a state border, knock the guy at the counter unconscious, steal everything, pour a trail of gasoline leading to the main tanks, light it, and speed away at more than 100 miles per hour over state lines. Steal the cashier's identity and paste your own photo over his. Sell all the stuff from the gas station online and in person. Make some quick withdrawals with the guy's cards and checking account before he notifies his bank, and use the combined money to buy some hard drugs on the other side of the Mexican border and resell them for more money in the States. Buy the services of as many prostitutes as possible with the majority of money you acquire, then drug them and put them in cages using supplies you bought with the remaining money. Sell the prostitutes as sex slaves in Mexico. While there, buy an AK-47 with your sex trafficking profits and get it smuggled over the border. Once you cross back over, pick up the AK. Drive your car into the front window of a gun shop in a reasonably remote place, kill anyone inside with your AK-47, and take as many firearms, ammunition units, and accessories as you can fit in your car, plus any cash and wallets you can find. Attempt to buy some alcohol at small liquor stores in different states later on by writing checks in the names of your victims, using fake IDs created with theirs, and their cards. At this point you're way too wanted to live in a registered residence, so you'd better steal some food and camping supplies to make a makeshift home in the wilderness somewhere. Holding up an outdoor supply store will do. Think of it as living out of your car. But you have to sleep in a tent because there are several $1,000s of stolen firearms in your backseat. Now it's time to get big. Move your home to a location a few dozen miles from the Mexican border. Steal a bicycle. Bike to the border, illegally cross, and then seek out your contacts with the cartel and various human traffickers. Put out the word that you're looking for enough rice and to partially fill an envelope, and you're willing to pay with cash, drugs, abducted people, or kidneys. If they choose kidneys, travel to a small town and kill some people before cutting their kidneys from their corpses. If they choose any of the others, you know what to do. When your ICE order comes in, make the necessary payments and mail it to the White House. The Secret Service will intercept it, and your fingerprints will be all over the envelope, but who cares? Now you've clearly and directly threatened the president's life, and you're easily the most wanted American citizen alive. Retreat to your car, make sure it's in a rural area not directly visible from satellite footage, and get to work. Raiding grocery stores in nearby towns can give you the resources to make basic improvised explosives. You should probably also steal a bigger car. A big windowless van should do the trick. Just make sure you steal someone else's license plate to put on it so cops won't be looking for the right combination of car and license plate to get you on the spot if you pass by. Painting the car a different color is also a good idea. Buy a chest plate of Kevlar armor through your black market connections. Train in the wilderness for several months, all while rubbing a different kind of animal urine on your body after each big robbery to throw off bloodhounds. Rob some relatively low-security banks and burn the cash while you're at it. You're also going to need to steal some canisters of gasoline. Finally, get your black market connection people to hook you up with some form of rebounds per game and some ammo for it. Kidnap people to trade if you have to. When you feel the time is right, drive your van to Atlanta, weapons in tow. Launch an armed assault on the CTC, inflicting as much damage as possible. At some point along the way, hold someone hostage and have a staffer show you where they keep the smallpox, then kill them both. This will inevitably be on maximum lockdown, but try to break in with your explosives and rebounds per game if you can. If you get in, do whatever it takes to get the smallpox virus into the water supply or onto a place people touch a lot. Crosswalk buttons would work. Fortunately for the population of Atlanta, you will almost certainly not succeed. Police officers and National Guardsmen will soon be swarming the building, so entrench yourself in the smallpox room and fight them with everything in your arsenal. You'll die, but you'll be one of the most infamous Americans in history. And years later, someone on Reddit would bring up the theory that it all started with a dollar bill. Print out as much counterfeit money as you can and try to deposit it in a bank. Cut all the corners off a $20 and glue them on a real $1 so you can pass it as a $20. I think for the most accurate answer for this question, we need to work backwards. What's the most illegal thing you can do? From there, determine how that can be accomplished with one used. If we say murder, there are plenty of ways you can commit murder for free, so the $1 would just be a flourish of various varieties. The dollar store has endless items which can be used to kill someone, from the inane such as large butcher knives, the subtle such as containers of drain cleaner, or the unusual such as hammers, Barbie dolls, lighter fluid, plastic wrap, etc. Really any item can be used to kill a person, and there are thousands which you could get for your buck. If we say mass murder, there are also lots of ways you could do that for free, but adding $1 into the equation could just make it more specific. Buy a bus ticket, while bus is moving walk to front, grab wheel and cross center line to hit fuel truck head on, causing massive explosion killing dozens, including yourself of course. If there is something more illegal than mass murder, I'm certain you could also accomplish it for free, since a series of illegal events would be no problem to a person willing to do the most illegal thing possible. Stab a bank guard with a ballpoint pen, steal his gun, hold up the bank, use cash to do whatever, the possibilities are endless. If you are going to limit the illegal thing to use the actual bill, or equivalent coins, instead of what they could purchase, you would need to be more creative. 100 pennies thrown off a high building onto a crowd below could cause some mischief. The same pennies thrown onto an electric subway rail could cause more problems. The same pennies thrown into the open chest cavity of a patient during open heart surgery could cause even more problems. Or pressed one by one into the eyeballs of 50 random people. Then retrieved and pressed into 50 more, then 50 more.